Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in. Another episode of Talks with Tony. So we got us a letter here. I have not read it, so we reading it together. And I say that all the time just because sometimes people, don't really think that we reading the letter together for the first time. But I also say that so that you understand that my answer is just a flow of the spirit. It's not all thought out. So, don't be sitting there, patting yourself on the back when you figure out I left something out. I'm doing it literally off the top of my head and just flowing with the spirit. So I want you to understand that these ain't gonna be perfect, and it ain't every single point in the world that could be hit is not gonna be hit. Okay? Thank you very much. Hi Tony. First and foremost, thank you for dedicating your life purpose to helping others in need. Look at it. God bless you. Thank you. So that selfless act of service is a true commitment and blessing. Look at God. Just getting ready to quit on y'all, and then this here came in. Tony, I would like some support as it relates to my sister. So many videos and articles talk about how a woman should know within the first year if a man is interested if he proposes. But I think that proposal is largely misunderstood if it isn't followed with an actual wedding. Why do a lot of women settle with just a proposal? How long should they wait around for a wedding? My sister, 38, has been with this no good man, 40, for over 16 years. She put a bunch of exclamations, so that's why I said it like that now. They have 3 kids together and still no actual marriage. She has supported him and his kids from a previous marriage. She has held him down during his financial struggles as he works odd jobs under the table just to make ends meet. He has bad credit, no consistent, stable income, and she caters to him more now than ever because for the past couple of years he has been caught cheating on her, and she is fearful that he may leave her for good. She says that God doesn't like for families to be separated, which is why she is dedicated to working things out with this man. But Tony, they still aren't even married. Why won't he marry her? He says they need to take things slow. But 16 years and 3 kids later, she holds him down. Meanwhile, he is very toxic and manipulative with severe anger issues. He always sweet talks his way back in the home and back in her bed for the sake of the family. I bet it is because the girls he cheats with do not want his mess. While I bite my tongue, wishing my sister would leave his no good behind, she thinks he is the prize because other women are after him. Or maybe my sister doesn't want to lose him because I can't believe she would actually love him after all he has done. Why does he keep coming back if he doesn't want to marry her? He is too old to be playing these games. Tony, I want to see my sister happy, but please tell me, God, don't bless this mess. Just because he proposed to you doesn't mean you stay. That proposal shouldn't count as an actual marriage. Am I wrong? Do you think women take the proposal to equal that as a marriage? Or do men propose as a way to keep the peace without any intent to marry? Could you do a video on a proposal without the intent to marry, or God's wish for families not to separate? Thank you very much. All right. Okay. That was a good little email, good little length on it. And that is nice that you writing in for your sister, writing in, trying to help your sister. The question is your sister gonna see this? Does she work a job? If she work a job, can you send it to her then and say, hey sis, this is from Tony Gaskins. He asked me to share this with you, and I'm sharing it with you. You may be mad, you may not want to talk to me again, but I love you and I just want to see you get what you deserve, which is much more than what you have. So, hey there, sister. Now, listen to me. First, to the young lady who wrote in, what you have to understand is that sometimes our family, they're gonna they're gonna do what they want to do, and as long as they have us there, we're kind of like that cushion. We're like the person that catches them before they hit rock bottom. And so we take the pain away. We alleviate the pain by being there for them, supporting them. And I'm not saying don't support and don't be there, but what I'm saying is what that does do when a family member is with someone toxic and they keep going back to that person, they get their therapy from us when they come to us. And them talking to us makes them feel like they did something about the relationship and that they're working on themselves or that they're working on the relationship. And it gives them the strength to go and fight another day, to try to make their relationship last a little longer. So that's first what you have to understand. The other thing that you have to understand is that your sister feels, she feels worthless. She feels unattractive. She feels that no man will want her. She feels that there's not going to be anything better. She feels that she has a prize because other women want him. So that validates him in her mind. She also feels afraid to be alone. She's afraid to be alone. She's afraid to die alone. She's afraid to be a single mother. And she's afraid to look to the world as this single, desolate, mom who can't do right and can't get a man, and to appear as someone who isn't worthy of the love of a man. She's 38, he's 40. They're actually very young. They're actually still very young. 38 minus 16 is 22. So she met him very young age. He was 26. So he put a little swagoo on her. Hit her with a few lines she never heard. Unless she had been out there and really out there with a lot of men at 22 years old, it's a good chance she hadn't been with a lot of men. So when he laid that thing on her, it just caught off guard, swept off her feet. She fell for him. And then they start doing things that grown folks do, that married folks do. She got pregnant. Now they got 3 kids. With most women, once they have a child with a man, she's gonna do everything she can to try to make that work. So once one child comes, that reduces her strength from 100 to 50. The likelihood of her leaving is like a 50% chance if he's a no good man. Once she has one child. Once a woman has 2 children, that go down to 30% chance of finding the strength to leave. Once a woman has 3 children, that goes down to a 5 to 10% chance of her leaving. The women who can leave after having 3 kids with a man, very rare, is a very rare woman. Something, it was either God or her upbringing. Somewhere, somehow along the line, she found an uncommon strength. That strength is not common in women. It's not common in women. I hate to tell y'all that, but I'm telling you as a man that it is so easy out here. And when I be jokingly saying that seeing these men do this, it make me question why in the world did I decide to be a good man? Because I'm like, what is the reward of being a good man when you got so many women putting up with men like this? This man taking the easy way out. Now, I do see the reward. I want you to understand that. God rewards me for being the man that I am, and my life is totally different. So I say that. When I say that, I'm joking, so y'all understand a joke. And then one lady wrote me talking about, don't even be joking like that. Listen, don't tell me what to do on my channel. All right? If you don't understand my sense of humor, then be quiet still. Telling me what to say, and it ain't no don't even speak that. You got a choice. And me saying that ain't gonna make me leave my wife. But what I am saying is, it's like, wow, what in the world are y'all doing? These men out here like this man, he cheating, doing all that, no good, man. They've been with this woman 16 years. 16 years. Let me tell you, to your sister, listen here, sis. Listen here, sister. This man here that you with, one or two things gonna happen. If he unhealthy, he's going to marry you when he catches a disease or an ailment in his body that his third leg stops functioning and no other woman wants him. That may be at 55, 60, 65. That's when he's gonna marry you. Number two, what he's gonna do is he's going to leave you. When he finds a woman with more money, when his kids are all 18, he's going to leave you. He's gonna leave you for somebody younger. When you 45, 50, he's gonna leave you for somebody younger. He don't want you. He does not want you. It take a man 3 years to marry a woman. When he met her, he was 40, 30, minus 6, 24. Did I say no? 20, no, 16 years. So yeah, 34, no, 24. So I did my math wrong earlier, because 38, 28 minus 6, 22. Yeah, 22. Oh, you know what? I'm sitting here thinking they 4 years apart. So yeah, 22 and 24. He won 26. I said 26. Y'all forgive me now. Hey, a little foggy. And so this man here, he was 24 years old. At the age of 25, that's the age of reckoning for a man. That's when a man is a man. So I would give him to the age of 28. 27 really, but we'll give 28 just to be kind. He should have married her 13 years ago. No, we'll say 28. He 49. 12 years ago, he should have married her. If he did not marry 12 years ago, it's been 16 years, 3 kids. He doing everything that it takes to be a married couple. But the reason why he doesn't want to marry her, this is what you got to understand. The reason why he don't want to marry her is because he does not intend to spend the rest of his life with her. And when he gets ready to leave, it may be at 50. It may be at 45. It may be after she try to put her foot down for one real opportunity, one real chance. She try to put her foot down and he say, I'm leaving. And he leaves her and says, it's your fault, you ran me away. He'll take that narrative and he'll run with it. But he's going to leave her. Point blank period. He's going to leave her. And the reason why he's going to leave her is because, and the reason why he done been there 16 years, because he lost, he broke, busted, and disgusted. He confused. She is his do girl. She his mama that he could sleep with. And so the reason why he ain't got married is because he has this fantasy. He has this idea that he's going to make it. He gonna get a job, or he gonna hit the lotto, or he gonna get a good job. It's gonna be a high paying job, or one of his ideas, one of his dreams is gonna come to fruition, and he gonna have some money. And so he doesn't want to get married because he don't want to have to give her 50% when his so-called dream happened. The other reason why he don't want to get married is he want to be able to leave her at the drop of a hat. So he's hoping that he's going to meet a woman that's going to be crazy about him, and that this woman is going to earn 6 figures. She's going to be 10 years younger. She's going to be super fit. Body is perfect. And that she's going to want an older man because she thinks that is going to be a mature man. And so she's going to want him. He wants to be able to leave and go swoop up this young lady without being able without having to go to court and answer for his decisions and why he doing what he doing. He want to just be able to leave without any repercussions and nobody getting in his way. That's why he also is not marrying her. And the other reason why he's not marrying her is because he never wanted her. He never wanted her. She was a test dummy. She was a test dummy. She was a rebound. She was a fling. And then it happened. And then next thing you know, he's doing everything it takes to have a child, everything that grown folks, that married folks do. And then he got stuck. And he trying to be somewhat of a decent man, so he want to be there for his kids. But yet he still broke, busted, and disgusted. He lost and confused and looking like an upside down GPS. Don't know where he going. He going in circles, and that's why he don't have consistent work. But he there so that he can try to pretend and play daddy to them 3 kids. And so she don't want to lose that because your sister cares too much about what other people think. She don't want people to look at her as a nobody. She don't want people to look at her as a failure. She don't want her haters to laugh. And she doesn't want one of the women that he has cheated with to end up with him, because she feels like she's put in so much work. She's sacrificed so much. She's given birth to 3 of his kids. She doesn't want all of that to go down the drain for him to ride off in the sunset with another woman that he bumps into, or one of these women he done cheated with. So she's willing to compromise her self-respect, to compromise her self-worth, and to stay with him because she don't want to lose. She doesn't want to lose in the sight of man, and she don't want to lose in the sight of those women that are looking at her and jealous of her. For the women who don't know what's going on behind closed doors, women have said to her, I'm so jealous of your family. You got the perfect family. That's what I want. You got your husband. You got your 3 kids. Some of her co-workers don't even know he's not her husband. And so she get a little praise, and that make her feel good. Like, man, I got this little beautiful family. Got a man and I got 3 kids. That is the dream. For a lot of women, that's the dream. And she don't want to, disrupt that dream. She don't want to turn that dream into a nightmare. She want to hold on to that fantasy that she have. It ain't the dream that she living, but it's a part of her fantasy, and she don't want to let that go. And so you have to understand that. And the one thing that you could do as a family member, honestly, it's a tough situation. In one case, you could pull yourself, away and say, listen, don't call me about this little raggedy, sorry relationship you in, because I told you need to leave and you don't want to leave. So don't call me no more about it. And then that could be dangerous, because that could be what he wants. Because a man who is a sorry man like this, who won't marry a woman in 16 years, won't marry her, but keep her barefoot and pregnant, then put 3 kids in her. This is a sorry man. That right there is so terrible on this man. But see, here's the thing. A man like that wants her to be isolated. He wants her to be left alone. So if you could talk to her every day, talk to her every day. Eventually, one day you're going to get through to her. One day you're going to get through to her. And she worried about just being with them kids by herself and just letting this whole thing go. But so that's why you pulling back from her may actually make her draw closer to him. And it also may leave her out to dry on Gilligan's Island. So just understand that it's her insecurity and it's her low self-esteem that has her in this place. And so what you can start doing as a sister is speaking life into her. Send her, little quotes that's going to motivate, uplift her. Tell her that she's beautiful. Tell her that she's smart. Tell her that she's classy. Get her a birthday card, Christmas card, Easter card, Valentine card. And just keep bombarding her with messages of affirmation that's going to boost her self-esteem, and that's going to lift her up and build her up, so that she start to one day look in the mirror and say, man, you know what? I am all those things that my sister has been telling me every day. Like, she tell me all the time, I'm beautiful, I'm strong, I'm smart, I'm classy, I'm just an amazing woman. You know what? I'm starting to see that in me, but I'm living beneath myself by being with this man who cheating on me and disrespecting me and don't see me as good enough to make me his wife after 16 years and 3 kids. Like, he despises her because he despises himself, and she has to realize and understand that. And so what you have to get to here is just, you got to support her, but you got to be willing to make her cut you off for speaking the truth to her. You don't have to yell and curse, but you got to keep putting it in front of her face. And then this is what you have to tell her, sis. God don't have anything. God does not have anything to do with your relationship because y'all in fornication. Y'all are in sin. God don't even see your relationship. Your relationship ain't even real to God. It don't even exist to God because for 16 years you have been living in willing sin. God ain't got nothing to do with your relationship. God will throw a party like they did for the prodigal son. When you leave this man here, the heavens will open up, sun will shine, a pot of gold might fall out the sky and hit you in the head, and God will let you live though. But it's gonna be a party in heaven if you leave this man here, because all you leaving when you leave this man is you leaving sin. You're not leaving a husband. You're not leaving a husband. You leaving a boyfriend. This fiance don't mean nothing. Fiance do not mean anything. Fiance mean a glorified boyfriend. Fiance mean you have a boyfriend with a wedding date. You ain't got no wedding date. 16 years, you ain't got no wedding date. He has been reduced from fiance back to boyfriend after 16 years. And why do men propose without the intent to marry? Because it buys time. It's just like my daddy told me when I was young. I used to ask him for something, say, "Hey, daddy, can I have this right here?" And he'll say, yeah, I'm gonna get that for you." And he said, "I'll say okay," and I'll never remind him again. Because he say, just him saying yes, I'm gonna get it, I felt like I had got it. Nah, that ain't the case with my kids. Nah, that is not the case with my son. When I tell him something, yeah, he will remember a year from now. "Daddy, you remember you said you gonna give me that?" Well, let's go on up here to Target, get the toy. And so this right here, that's how men do women. It just, he is dangling a little carrot. Here you go. Here go a little ring, the little carrot, the little 0.001 carat ring. Fake. Here go this little, here you go. And then the woman feel like, yes, I made it. Like, yes, I have a ring now. So that technically means I'm a wife, because marriage is just a piece of paper. So the fact that he asked me to marry him, that means I'm already his wife. Because back in the day, then they ain't have pen and paper. Then they just had to jump over the broom. So, you know, I jump over the broom every day while I'm sweeping the floor. So technically we married. Because we don't need that piece of paper. We don't need that courthouse. That court ain't even for us. So I don't even care nothing about that. So a woman will tell herself that and be so happy to be engaged. Listen, a man has not done anything for you until he walk you down that aisle. And that's if y'all get married in, you know, a real marriage. Or he stand you under that arch. Like me and my wife. If you get married in the courthouse, you don't walk down nobody's aisle. You stand up under the arch. And the person read off the stuff to you. So listen, a man has done nothing for you until he walk you down that aisle. Or you stand up under that arch. And then after he does that, he still ain't done enough until he can love you, be faithful to you, and be consistent with you. When he does that, that's why I tell everybody, talk to me when you happy on day 3,651. I don't even know the math on that. What the math is, we got to figure it out. 365 times 10 plus 1. Listen, so everybody want to brag about your marriage, and people, "Oh, I met a man online and we've been married for 8 years. Oh, I slept with my man on the first night and we going on 5 years of marriage. Oh, I was with my man for 16 years before he married me, and now we going on 4 years of marriage and we happy." Listen, on day 3,651 of marriage, that's when you give me a call. When you are happy, when you married and happy for 10 years and 1 day, that's when you give me a call. If a person married and happy 10 years and 1 day, they got a 90% chance of lasting a lifetime. Cause stuff gonna fall apart. I remember when Kim Ye, when they happened, I told everybody in my circle, I said, I'm gonna give them 8 years. I'm gonna give them 8 years because just the sheer fact of celebrity and the world watching, they gonna fight as long as they can fight. I'm gonna give them 8 years. I just read yesterday that Kim Kardashian and Kanye West filed for divorce after 7 years. It was another couple. Now, when y'all hear me say a celebrity name, that's because I don't know them personally. When I don't say name, that's because I may know the person personally, I may work with the person personally, or I may be about to work with the person personally, or I may have worked with the person personally. Now, some names I don't say, that does not mean that. But if I have access to a person or know a person, I'd rather deal with them directly in a very real way instead of on the hill line. For people I do not know, Kim Kardashian, Kanye West, I could say a name like that because I do not know them. Okay? So, there's another couple that got married, and, I happen to know of them, and it was another client I had that was looking for her man, and she pointing out beautiful couples that she see online, and she happened to mention a particular couple, and I said they'll be done in 3 years, and sure enough, filed for divorce after about a year or two. And I remember my client, I hadn't even talked to her in forever. She wrote me and she said, "You call this." I said, "This is what I do. This is what I do." I could read a relationship. I could tell because I know what unions go together. I know what unions go together. So this right here, I could tell. I could tell when it's gonna last and when it ain't. Now this celebrity relationships, you very rarely gonna see them last a lifetime. Very rarely. 10% of them gonna last a lifetime because there's just so much going on out in that. But I say that to say, it don't matter if he marry her next year. The fact that he didn't want her for 16 years, the fact that he didn't want to marry her for 16 years, that let me know he don't want her. Because it's one thing I know, and the reason why I say stuff like this with a surety is because I was the absolute worst man in the dating space. I did the stuff that absolute terrible men do. So I can weigh the matter of my heart in that space. I remember that space. And I know what I would and would not do in that space. I read some emails with men doing stuff that I would not do when I was considering myself one of the biggest players, biggest dogs. And so I can weigh the heart of a man in that space, and I can weigh the heart of a man in this space. And one thing that I can assure you, if a man is sure about a woman and he loves that woman and he believes she is his wife, he feels that 100% he is not going to make her wait more than 3 years. If they are adults, especially if they are adults, and especially if he is 25 years old or older, he is not going to make her wait more than 3 years. And 3 years is actually a stretch. He's not going to make her wait more than 2 years. 1 year, 12-month mark, he will be proposing. 24-month mark, they will be married. If it's all the way absolutely real love. The further it is stretched beyond that, the less love there is in the relationship from the man. The woman could be absolutely head over heels and in love with this man. But a woman loves differently than men, and a woman loves for different reasons than men. That has to be understood. So for those y'all, I was with my man 5 years, 7 years. Congratulations, here go a cookie. I said what I said. That man ain't want you. That man ain't want you. God might have changed his heart at 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, and when he married you. But up until then, he did not want you. I hate to break it to you, he didn't want you. Because a man fears losing a good gift. So if in any aspect of life, when a man sees an opportunity that could change his life, he's going to take that opportunity immediately. That opportunity. Immediately. I put the word together. That opportunity. And he gonna take an opportunity too. And if he go to the car lot and there is a rare car that he can afford, it got a rare color, he not walking off that lot without that car if he can afford that car. If he go to the watch store and there is a rare watch, a really nice watch, and he can afford it, he ain't leaving that store without that watch. If he meet a woman and he feels this is a rare woman, this is his wife, this is his real, he not finna leave that woman on the shelf for years and years. He not finna do it because he sees her value and he says, if I don't make her my wife, the next man that she bump into at the grocery store, at the gym, at church, through a family friend, she go to her friend wedding and bump into a guy at the spiked fruit punch. She go to visit her parents and bump into the son of her parents' neighbor at the mailbox. This man knows when he got his wife in front of him, and he is going to tie that knot. You hear me? Inside of 24 months. The reason why I say 36 months, because I'm factoring in for if he goes through something tragic, traumatic, deployed, in the army, school, work situation, different country. That's why I'm giving that extra 12 months of grace. But when I was with my wife, we was together for a couple months. I knew she was my wife. But see, the difference was I was 21. When I took and got my wife back, I was 22. When I got my wife back, when we circled back around each other, just through God happenstance, when we circled back around to each other, we was married in 10 months. Because I said, listen, I about ran you away. I ran you away the first time. I ain't gonna lose you this time. And so, boom, 10 months we was married. And so I say that to say, listen, I know the dog that I was when I met my wife. So if I, as a absolute dog, drug dealer, womanizer, liar, cheater, deceiver, can see and recognize that this is my wife and marry her within 10 months, I know the rest of these lames who lame just like I was lame, I know the rest of the lames can do the same. Ain't nowhere in the world a man that was playing the game on the level I was playing the game could see clear enough to get married and not let this woman get away because I could tell she my wife, could have that type of, mentality. And then the next man who ain't even half as bad as I was could have a woman dragging along for 16 years. It just ain't gonna happen because the male mind ain't that complex. We're not that different from man to man. We're not that different. It ain't. You got two types of man: grown boy, grown man. Point blank, period. It ain't that many caveats and nuances in the big picture when it come to men. You got grown boys and you got grown men. Point blank, period. Listen to me now. So this right here, sister. To the sister that's listening to this, sister, you need to leave. Go on about your business. Go on about your business. Oh yeah, I'm stressed. I'm stressed. Cause this here, the reading here, like this sister said in here, this is a sacrifice. This is a sacrifice. When you reading this here and you see this, cause my wish and my hope, and I'm gonna do something about it. I was talking to my mentee today about coming up with a men's retreat. So just let your brother, your husband, your cousin, your uncle know a men's retreat. Start saving their money. Probably gonna cost them about $3,500. I don't even want to make no money from it. I just want them to be able to pay for their flight, pay for their hotel stay. I don't want to make no money from it for putting it on or for being one of the speakers. But I got to do something, because man, my hope and my wish is that more men could come into the knowledge, come into the light of the blessed life that it is when you learn how to love and cherish and appreciate and treat a woman the way God intended for her to be treated. It's beautiful over here. It is beautiful over here. It's peaceful. I ain't got to hide my phone. I ain't got to worry about no woman popping up on me, trying to fight my wife, slice my tires. I ain't got to worry about no woman calling my wife, texting my wife. Oh, I'm sleeping with your old man. I ain't got to worry about that. Don't got to worry about it. It's peaceful. I could just live my life. And then the focus that I have, because all I got to worry about in the woman department is my wife. So I get to give all the rest of me to ingenuity, creativity, innovation. And that's how I created over 50 streams of income to be able to provide and take care of my family and to secure our future, my kids' future, my grandkids' future. That's how I could see that far ahead, because I have complete focus. You can't focus when you juggling women, and I want more men to understand that there is peace and there is prosperity, and your prosperity is your peace, but there is peace and prosperity and clarity when you are faithful and you are focused. When you faithful and you focus, you then receive the third F, which is favor. When you faithful and you focus, then you are favored. And the way that I treat my wife, I believe, has activated God's favor in my life. A lot of men just want to focus on grace and all of this here. No, it ain't just grace. You got to work. You got to work. Faith without works is dead. You got to work. You got to be a good human being. God cannot bless mess. Meaning, if you in willing and woeful sin, I don't even know the word, but it just be sounding good when y'all be saying it. You in that kind of sin, God can't shower blessings down on you, because then he will not be God. God will be a lie, and God is not a man that he shall lie. So God not finna be blessing you with promotions and raises and business when you out here dogging your woman out. And the men who got money and promotions and raises, it's not of God. It's not coming from God. It's coming from his work ethic. It's coming from his looks. It's coming from his charisma. It's coming from his hustle, because there are universal things at play that have nothing to do with God. God did not say every man who look decent is gonna do good in business. The world said that. The world said that, hey, if you 6'3" and you decent looking and you well spoken, we gonna climb you the ranks, take you through the ranks. But that man could be a dog. That man could be terrible in the sight of God, but in the sight of man, man's standards are not as high as God's standards. So who God choose to bless, it don't have to be a perfect person. It ain't about having perfect works, but your heart got to be prepared and positioned. You got to be willingly and willfully in position to receive the blessing of God. God gonna rain on the just and the unjust, but the unjust ain't gonna get the same rain as the just. And so you have to understand that you're gonna have to, as a man, act right and do right to really tap in and fully experience the fullness of God, the beauty and the blessings and the peace and the clarity from God. But if you wallowing in the mud, then you're going to remain a pig in a pigsty. And you're not going to be able to get cleaned up and have your robe and be shining the way God will have you shining if you are a dog. You a dog, you're going to remain eating your own vomit. And that's what men have to understand. And I want men to really get that. And I'm going to have to drop that message when we go over here on this here retreat. So if y'all know of a beautiful place, or you're a travel agent and you know a beautiful place in America, I probably ought to just do it in America, somewhere in Arizona. Yeah, it's gonna be hot, but we got to get on out there. But cause I was finna go to Cancun, but the man might be over there still battling with sin and be in there flipping and tossing them women at the hotel. So I'm trying to find us somewhere in some open land with some horses we could ride, and in a big old mansion that we just everybody got a room, and it's gonna start small too. It's gonna be small first at first. Man, let me get on here and look up this place I'm finna rent. Man, I'm finna rent this thing. You got to have your COVID test. You're not finna be coughing in that 19 in my face. Come on in there with the test. All right. And so, but I'm finna get to work. I'm finna find me a little retreat center in America somewhere. 5-6 bedroom house, and y'all gonna see that come to fruition. So it's gonna be limited at first. It's gonna be a few men first, but then we'll build it from there and go on up. Cause I got to help. I got to help because I got to share my story. Cause I'll be honest with you. The better I treat my wife, the better my life get. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I'm finna put this on Instagram. The better I treat my wife, the better my life get. I can't explain it, but it's the truth. Hey, this is Tony Gas, and God bless you. We'll talk soon.